The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
A new season is upon us. Let's not fall into bad habits and let another insurance policy go by without review. Our offices are open and our licensed agents are available to shop your policy coverage and prices with dozens of insurance companies. Phone, email, 24-hour chat, or a good old-fashioned face-to-face meeting. We offer it all. Home, auto, business, and life. The Burns Agency has been a trusted, full-service insurance solution in your community since 1932. There's no better time to start saving than today. The Burns Agency, Norwich, Dayville, or online at burnsagency.com.
Better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better with Burns. You buy better.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
All right, here we are. What's up, John Harden?
Hello, Mike.
We had an interesting day yesterday, did we not?
Very interesting evening yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, it went all's well that ends well, right?
I would say so. I think
so.
there's probably some happy people in town.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be people gonna think both ways, but I think we want to go ahead and clarify a few things this morning, which I think is very, very important. Number one, don't get me wrong. I think everything that happened yesterday was definitely a step forward, you know, for the town and for the school system and more so for the kids.
Right. No, and everybody was able to have their voice heard last night. I think the school board, I don't want to take any of the thunder away. We have a couple of guests this morning, but everybody was able to speak that wanted to speak. And I believe we got through everyone that had signed up last night. So
you did, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. We went 10 minutes over, but
you let them go. Yeah.
I let everybody speak.
All right, so this morning we have the Board of Education Chairwoman, Mary Beth Malin. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Superintendent of Griswold Public Schools, Sean McKenna. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
I see a lot of you these days. So last night was, I would say, probably was a pretty monumental meeting and very important, you know, to the history of Griswold High School going forward. Would you agree or disagree?
I think the purpose of the meeting was to offer a public forum. We achieved that. Everybody who wanted to speak that signed up, they were heard. They had, unfortunately, we had to do 2 minutes because of the number of people, and that was reiterated by the board chair. And people had a way to participate online. We did I shouldn't say online. If they couldn't attend, they could send an email. And as of 5 o'clock, all the emails that were sent to that particular address were printed, and all the board members had that. So everybody, it was an inclusive event.
Got it. And Mary Beth, comment on that, or you know, as far as like you did, you noticed that the time was up,
yep.
And there were still people that needed to speak, and you extended it so people could talk.
I did. I felt it was very important to give everybody who had signed up to speak time to speak and voice their concerns. So at that point, when I noticed it was 7 o'clock, I can, as the chair, extend the meeting and then let everybody have their turn. And that's what we did. Then we took a break and we went into our special meeting. We one of the things that that happened yesterday before the meeting, and I mean I've got a senior, you know, at the high school. You have a freshman. Marie, you have a junior, yes. Right? Seth's a junior. Yep.
Okay. Of course, everything that was talked about was we're going to have this big walkout. This is what's going to happen. It's not what happened. Not at all. And one thing I will tell you is what I've heard from a lot of the kids after the fact was that they were saying, why? They're having a meeting literally tonight. Why do we need to do this? And that was the general consensus. And that is what I heard from every single kid I talked to.
So look, my role, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'm glad you framed it in the way that you did, because we are not here to criticize any Griswold resident or make anybody feel bad or whatever. I was at Griswold High School, as was our director of security, as were a number of administrators. We were there to talk to kids, to welcome them if they wanted to say something. That did not happen. Kids went about their day. There were a few students that I think appropriately were dismissed or had a privilege to leave at a certain particular time. And when I say a few, I say a few.
Mm-hmm.
And our concern was that they were safely protesting on Slater Avenue. And they did. I think there were, but it was, we're getting into like diction here. I would not describe it as a walkout. If some people want to call it a walkout,
You didn't really know what to call it. To be honest
so
with you.
I would not call it a walkout. But there were students, I think it was covered by NBC Connecticut, that were on the side of the road. They had signs, and we just wanted to make sure that they were safe and they were doing it peacefully. The other parts of what was said last night, I'm not going to get into that minutia because I don't want to, I'm not here to cause more division and this, that, and this is my interpretation and it's not that. No. I will say this, a few students were counseled that, listen, I have a high school kid. If you want to leave school, you have to have appropriate permission. We just can't have kids storming out of the building.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Mary Beth, did you want to comment on that as well?
I saw what was going on Facebook, but unfortunately I wasn't even in the area. I was brought up to speed when I came back into the area yesterday, and that it was peaceful. There was maybe 6 students, a couple parents on the sidewalk on Slater Ave. There was no mass exodus out of the building or anything. There was no disruption in the rest of the day.
So let's go back to last night.
Sure.
And the vote, everybody got to speak, say their piece, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
Then you took a break, and then the board came back and took a vote. So one of the things that I found was interesting is that a lot of schools that had voted on masking choice was March 1st. But you were saying that the school attorney said, no, we could do this as of the 28th.
You can do it as the 28th. And so I wanted to clear that up. I actually think there was a speaker that worked in, I can't remember, she said early childhood that mentioned they're doing it March 1st. You can do it the February 20th. I was actually talking to another superintendent yesterday because you wish when this stuff comes out, they would just give you plug and play, but the state doesn't do that. And I'm not here to criticize the state, but it would just make it, I'm a teacher of English by trade. Clarity is kindness and clarity is good. And so that's why I mentioned that point. I think it's very important. I have a couple of emails today about the buses. That's not me. That's not Sean McKenna. It's not the Griswold Board of Education.
That's federal.
That is backed by a federal order. And I don't have, my job is to serve all the students and the parents and everybody from Griswold. I don't have time to write a PhD thesis. I can point people in the right direction. But right now I talked to a parent yesterday. If you go to Disney, they've lifted the mask mandate. For those of us that have been to Disney, you get on a bus, you get on a monorail, you have to put on a mask. So the same rules apply up here in Connecticut for now until they get modified. So no harm, no foul. It is what it is. So I think those 2 points needed to be clarified.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the vote? I mean, I know how you personally, you spoke about it, and how you felt about it and how you felt about it as well. There were 5 people that actually voted. And then I actually posted last night the vote.
Yes, I saw it.
It was going to be out there anyway.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
It was just a factual post. That's all you put out.
One
there.
thing I was concerned about personally, and I respect Stu Norman a lot. And whether I agree with Stu or not is irrelevant. What is important, I think, is that the guy's got guts. He has his conviction. He believes what he believes. And he voted the way he felt he needed to. And that's okay. I'm being told that, he's going to get slammed and bashed. I don't think so. I don't think he should. There's no way. I think he should be honestly heralded for having the guts to actually say, whether you agree with him or you don't. He's been in this community, he's 72 years old.
Right.
And he says what he said, and that's the end of it. Let it go.
I'm going to turn it over to Mary Beth on the theme of courtesy and respect. I think we've been trying to
really drive home courtesy, respect, civility. Stuart, he has very strong opinions on this. It's his First Amendment right to have these strong opinions, as it is every board member, every member in the public, everybody that was there last night. I respect him. He has his reasons. He is 70 some years old. He sees a lot of people on a daily basis for his business. He also has a infant granddaughter that he has to protect also. So his beliefs are his beliefs. And I respect him for that, as I respect every board member for having their say last night. I went around twice to every board member, and I respect them. Now, typically, I don't vote unless I'm casting the tie-breaking vote, but I did put it out there last night that I do support this mask optional policy mandate that we're doing, as well as the superintendent did. It's time, and we can move on from here.
John, did you have anything you wanted to?
Well, no, there's been a lot of great conversation here. I didn't really want to interrupt it, but going back to board member Norma, right? Obviously, he's got his reasons and his convictions for his vote, and that's why we put him there, is to make that vote. You know, there's multiple members on the school board, and each one has a vote, and they're representing not only the community here, but protecting our schools and our students in the schoolhouse. Bashing him, I don't think would do anything except continue the division that we've already seen throughout our communities, our states, and our country. Questioning maybe what his convictions are, I think, is fair game, because he did cast his vote and he needs to stand behind that vote. And from what we hear, he's absolutely behind that.
Yeah. So speaking of bashing, I'm Mary Beth. You've been bashed, slammed, suplexed, body slammed, rear naked choked. You know, I mean, pretty much everything.
Figure 4 leg lock. Is that what they call it? Is that something?
The 3-6-9. We need to go.
But last night she came out strutting with a brand new robe, like Ric Flair. You know?
She was going to go coast to coast.
Coast to coast. Well, here's the thing.
You can be my announcer, John.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. My name.
He works cheap, Mary Beth.
Okay.
Right. The thing is this, and I need to remind people that say these things. I covered the election. You had the most votes of anybody. All right. And we were talking selectmen. We're talking everything. You had the most votes.
Right, because I asked you that night. You
were right there. And I looked at you and said, you're the most.
I said, Mike, how did I do? I didn't have my glasses on. You go, you had the most votes, Mary Beth. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah. So I think sometimes we forget that just because there may be one or two things that we do or do not like or whatever, that the trust was put into the board that is there. And now, whether, I mean, I can sit here and, you know, I mean, come on, we've had disagreements in the past and stuff like that, as we have, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? The cool thing is that we can respect each other's opinion and move
Absolutely.
on. You know, and
I respect
you. Yeah,
We've
I mean,
had disagreements, and
exactly.
I'm like, we can agree to disagree, and yet I know I can call you up and say, hey, Mike, what about this?
Yeah. Anytime.
You know, Mike, if I could, John, and I could jump in. I had six wonderful years here. Very blessed, very grateful for the town of Griswold and the Griswold Board of Ed. And I talked to a number of parents. I mean, I've been in homes, I've been to dinners, I've been to games, I've been to funerals, the whole kit and caboodle. And I had parents speak to me yesterday in the past couple of days. Personally, Sean, I disagree with this. I'm letting you know where I stand. I'm like, that's fine, but we respect one another.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and some of those parents spoke last night. And I think that's those are the binds that kind of help us move forward and keep us strong as a community. And I get everybody has their right to say what they want to say, but that kind of synergy works best. Stuart, we get along with Stuart. I respect him. Other previous board members who, you know, sometimes in open session would say to me, Sean, that's your job. And I'm going to vote that down. And then the next day we would have coffee. You know, that's the way that's the way you get things done. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
It's
way.
collaboration
It's a
and working
collaboration and working together.
regardless of what your viewpoint is.
And I just think we can, and I don't know, having a military dad and that kind of stuff, I just believe we can aspire to, and this is not a criticism. It's just, we can aspire to higher measures.
And I think that's why we're kind of been, as a country or even a community, been knocked into the third world a little bit, because we've lost that. Forget talking about masks and stuff like that. We've lost the art of negotiation.
Please,
and
thank you.
talking and
Civility.
just and civility. Exactly.
It's camp versus camp.
Yeah.
Full out battle.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with me, you're wrong. We can't find a middle ground.
Guinness versus Bass. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And I will have to say,
I'd rather have a
Chairwoman
black and
Mel,
tan,
before the meeting was even called to order, the ground rules were put out. And you were very clear a couple of times about maintaining civility and open discourse and that 2-minute rule. When you hit the 2 minute, to make sure that everybody there had a voice and was able to speak. So I think in that regard,
ground rules twice at every meeting, and it's very clear what our expectations are. So I just want civility, I want respect, and I want courtesy. And it's fine that we can have a disagreement.
Yep.
It's okay. I respect you. Hopefully you still respect me.
Right.
The bashing, and it's been pretty heated, but as much as there was bashing last night on Facebook, okay, you have your right, First Amendment right. I have my First Amendment right too. I don't respond. But yet, as much as that was, I cannot tell you the emails, the text messages, the phone calls that I received from multiple people in the community. Excellent job, Mary Beth. Great meeting. You're doing great. I support you 100% in everything you do as the board chair. So, those little bits outweigh all of this that's going on.
And if I could just jump in, we were out, I think, when did we say we were going to do the meeting last week? I think like Wednesday we put something out. The Board of Ed wanted to come out, and this is genuine. This isn't artificial. Hear everybody. We were one of the few districts around here that did this. And that's not
do public forum.
No, they didn't. They had it
A lot of schools do not have public
public
forum. They didn't
dedicated
have,
exclusively to this.
right, and a separate email dedicated exclusively to this. We brainstormed and said, let's do A, let's do B. We'll be live streamed. We want to hear what they have to say. And I did not have one board member that said, are you buck me at a public forum or buck me at a special meeting. They're like, nope, I will be there. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have a great board. When I call a meeting,
You did say that last night. You said that I have a board that works very well together. I think that's pretty much a direct quote.
Yes.
So
I do. All my board members, they all bring different pieces of the puzzle to the table, and I respect each and everyone's opinion and their views.
John, I mean,
Yes,
we can sit here and we can beat a dead horse, but I will say this: you have a job, right?
I do.
Marie, you have a job, right? Okay. When you go to work, you have guidelines that you have to follow, right?
Correct.
Okay. Me, I don't, because I don't care. I'm just me, But like, you have guidelines, correct? Mr. McKenna, you have guidelines, even as a superintendent, correct?
Correct.
We all do, right? I don't know why, I don't know what the problem is personally, and this may piss people off, and I'm sorry if it does, but we all have guidelines that we have to follow to get to, a shared goal.
Right.
And one of those guidelines is at a meeting, be civil, everybody gets to talk. Let's move on.
We have bylaws of the board, and we have policies, and we have to adhere to those. Those are our guidelines.
Yeah.
Those are our rules.
And they are publicly available if
They
they
are.
want to look
Mr.
at them.
McKenna has them posted several places. Very easy website, our school website. You just click on it on the homepage, Sean.
Yeah.
And
if you need a hard copy, we'll give you one.
And it opens you right up to all our policies and bylaws.
Got it.
You can go to individual section. You can just go
Yes.
pinpoint
Yeah.
exactly where you want to go.
There's a student section, an administration section,
Personnel.
I mean, it just goes on and on.
Well, it's also, you're not going to please everybody 100% of the
No,
time. It's
we
just,
know.
and that's just, I can't even here, I mean, I'll report something and my God, I'll get somebody will jump right down me, just like what happens to you guys. But So I do want to thank you guys for coming in.
Thank
You know,
Thank
and
you for having us.
I know you guys have to. I know you have, especially you have some things you have to do.
Yeah, I know my
Yeah.
phone's buzzing. We want to thank you.
Thank you
No
so
problem.
much.
Thank you.
Marie.
Thank you,
and
Marie.
thank you, John.
John.
And like,
Good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
I got to tell you, Mike, I think John's going to give you a run for the money.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand over the
He might
keys.
go national. He might go national. He's got that
Uh-oh.
like, you
Got
know,
that
Uh-oh.
voice.
What did I
that
tell
voice,
you?
Yeah.
Time mark this.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very
Have
much.
a great
Thank you.
day.
All right, that's Mary Beth Malin, the Board of Education Chair,
Thank you, Mike.
and Sean McKenna, the Superintendent of Schools here in Griswold. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. We will be back uno momento, and coming up right after the 9 o'clock hour, we actually have a student coming in, and he's going to give us his views on how he felt yesterday went, and talking about the organization of the protests, and we'll talk to John Dougan in just a couple of minutes right here on SNSN.
There are a lot of places that you might think about when it comes time for new tires for your car or truck. But have you thought about Advanced Automotive in Griswold? Trusted for years when it comes to automotive repair, and now for great deals on tires. Advanced Automotive has many suppliers to beat their prices. Let Jess at Advanced show you. Advanced Automotive for repairs and now tires too. Advanced Automotive. Find them on Facebook.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katina Simmons. I'm the optometrist and the new owner of Griswold Eye Care, formerly the office of Dr. Joel Zuckerbaum. I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Griswold Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons, at the all-new Griswold Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbrand's. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Griswold Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older. And always, always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at grizzledpride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out grizzledpride.org. grizzledpride.org. grizzledpride.org.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
The flagship for Griswold High School sports, and your home for local news and weather.
Broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City.
The Streaming News and Sports Network, SNSN.
Okay. That was certainly an interesting conversation, was it not, John?
No, it absolutely was. And I think it's awesome
Yeah,
that we were
yeah.
able to hear not only from the chairperson of the Board of Ed, but the superintendent to be able to come and speak to the town and maybe clarify some of the things that happened last night, because it is a hot button issue.
Mhm.
And I think we saw some of the passion in some of the speakers last night voices.
Yep.
And, you know, they're trying to operate a school system in schools and protect the student body. And they've also got external pressures beyond the town They have guidelines from the state. They have federal government guidelines that they also have to meet and fit in. And I think sometimes we as a community are not always aware of some of the other pressures they see on the other side. So having them come in and speak and allowing our town to have their voice heard and the board listening to it before they ever went to their special meeting, I think is something special about Griswold Public Schools and our Board of Education.
The one thing that I did not do during the conversation with Mrs. Malin and Mr. McKenna is I did not speak to any of the public comments that were being made in the board. Some were good, some were favoritive, some were not. Some support, some did not support, and that's okay. I'm not going to speak to it because I didn't want to get into a piss and moan match, with anybody. Everybody has, their right. Just like we have the Board of Education chair and the superintendent this morning. Well, in a few minutes, we will have a student on, which is on the other side of the spectrum,
right?
And get their view. So, if you're wondering why I did not read your comment, I mean, nobody has said anything about why haven't you done that? It's because it just would have gotten into a shit show.
Well, then it kind of begs the question: what would make you happy? They've had a couple of meetings regarding this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a public hearing. You can come and speak. You could send in emails ahead of time, and the board members were provided those emails.
Yep.
Superintendent McKenna even spoke to that. They voted. They went mask optional.
Mm-hmm.
What else could the board do? See, that's the thing. It's like, it's too politicized. It's too polarizing because no one's ever going to be completely satisfied. The people that want the mask and protect, there's certain reasons why certain people wear the mask. Respect that, understand that. That's fine.
Right.
There's other people do not want the mask at all.
Look, Mr. McKenna was wearing a mask. Mrs. Malin was wearing a mask. We were not wearing a mask.
Right.
It was mutual respect between the two. He explained why before he, felt he needed to wear the mask. For what reason?
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. I'm not going to ridicule the man.
No, we actually spoke about it before
Yeah.
we came on the air about the mask and no mask and why some are masked or not masked. It was spoken. Everybody understood everybody else's position and was okay with that.
Yeah. What do you think, Marie? How you doing?
I'm good.
You doing good?
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a junior at Griswold High School.
Yes.
So you talk to your son, I'm sure. I'm sure you don't ignore him.
Of course not. Some days I'd like to.
Some
but
days.
No, I don't.
What kind of feedback do you get from him?
Um,
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No, I'm okay
But-
with it. He is all for not wearing a mask.
Come a little closer.
Why? You can't hear me?
No, the microphone. Yeah.
Well,
You talk like a church mouse.
do you want me to yell?
No. No.
So he's all for not wearing the mask. And that's his right. He respects other people's decisions on whether they're going to wear a mask or not. If he had to, absolutely, he does. And if he had to again after the fact, he would. It's
Sure.
just, I respect what he decides. That's just how it is.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, are you this? Are you that? I don't answer. Why? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated, to me, it doesn't matter. It's your personal choice. And I'm not going to get all pissed off about it and I think that's one of the problems is that you get people that have their own certain narrative and they feel very, very strong about their opinions, which is fine, that you almost feel like they feel that you need to believe what they believe as well. And if not, you suck and you're out, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like that.
it's not even opinion anymore. It's narrative.
Right, but it's the second part that you said that I think is what causes the problem. Everybody has their own beliefs and what they feel is right.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely. Sure. But it's when somebody disagrees with you and then the wall gets built.
Yeah.
Well, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Because now where do you go from that? Because now it's combative. Now you say that I'm wrong. I'm going to say that you're
Sure,
wrong.
exactly.
And any type of civil discourse and middle ground that people could find is gone.
Exactly. And that's true. And it's like there are people that have left this show probably because I didn't slam the guests that we had, with some of the comments. It's not for me to do. Will they get a transcript of this? Yeah, I'll send it over to them, and then you guys can have your own conversation. I don't want to get in the middle of that, be honest with you. So we had some, like I said, some supporting comments, some comments that were not supporting.
Right. Either
Either way, they are okay. And I do appreciate everybody understanding that. Then you got comments like Carol Elnicki, who is a darling. By the way, Carol, you went and commented when we weren't live anymore, and I didn't even see your comments of the next day. So, and all she could say is, love John's voice.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Okay.
She's now my favorite.
Yeah. And then there's Tommy Buzzcat Berry.
Oh, all right.
Okay, who waving emoji, cat emoji, thumbs up emoji.
I guess that's good.
I guess so.
What is it? Waving cat? No, I don't.
Waving cat thumbs up.
All right, there we go. Is it like those little things you see in Windows sometimes where they have the cat with the waving arm? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The little Chinese cat or whatever.
Right.
It could be.
I'll take it as positive.
Well, you just don't second guess some guy named Buzzcat though.
No. Doesn't end well.
No. What's your name? Buzzcat. Meow.
Yeah, just say Buzzcat. That's all you got to say.
That's all you got to say.
Oh, you better move. That's Buzzcat's chair. So.
Did you hear that, Marie? That's Buzzcat's chair. Okay.
All right. It's all Buzzcats.
Talked to a lot of kids yesterday.
Yes.
I'm not going to name any child, but every one of them had a different view, had a different thought, about how yesterday it was presented, how it happened and the results of it. Some were happy, some were not. Some didn't care. Some thought it was a good idea. Some thought it was just plain stupid. The problem is that the people that think it's a good idea and the people that think it's a stupid idea, they can't understand to respect each other's opinions.
That's the hard
And that's been a big problem with this whole COVID thing. It's like, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Do you like Biden? Do you like Trump? Are you vaccinated? Are you not vaccinated? It's all division, and this is part of it.
Well, yeah,
we were never like that. This town was never like that. And now all of a sudden you have all this division bullshit, and this is the situation that you get.
Right. And now it's, are you red? Are you blue? It's like, I'm purple. No, that's not allowed anymore. You have to get, aligned with some type of ideology or some idea.
I just feel like it's divided like friendship and families and everything.
Sure.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad to see, that doesn't, just because you have your own opinion, that doesn't change the person you were before all of this, before COVID, and some people just don't get that. And it is sad.
Scott Fryer says, tell Marie to stand up.
You got jokes, Scott. You got jokes. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, it is now time to play. You ready?
I'm ready.
Air fryer or Scott Fryer.
All right, I got to redeem myself from last week.
So last week, now Marie, you didn't play last week, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you. We'll review last week's game.
Can I have a step stool first?
No. Yeah, step on that chair over there.
I'm about to.
Listen, yeah, we need to get a milk crate or something.
I need something because now I feel really extra short. Thanks, Scott.
Huh?
I said I feel extra short now. Thanks, Scott.
Judy, I do want to say this. Judy says, let's talk about the threats made against the students. Judy, I'm not qualified for that. You can talk about it if you want to. I'm not gonna censor your comments as long as you're not slamming somebody, personally. But one thing I did say, Judy, is that I that's not a conversation really for us to have. That's something that's between you and the Board of Education and we're not Springer, put it that way. We're not the Jerry Springer show. And if you want Jerry Springer, then watch Springer. But it's not what we do. So, okay. So here we go. Last week's, all right, it was either we're going to give you a term, and you have to decide: is it air fryer or is it Scott fryer? You ready? You're ready. The term last week was beer bread. Beer bread. Is that air fryer or is that Scott fryer?
Can it be both?
No, it cannot be both.
It cannot.
And for Cortland, it's B-R-E-A-D.
That's right. Because Court Kenny last week, he said, how do you spell bread? B-R-E-D or B-R-E-A-D? So we had to go ahead and had to clarify that. So, and you'll find that there is only one definitive answer as when I explain it. Okay. But is beer bread, is it air fryer or it's Scott fryer? No, this is last week's game. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ding, 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 ding. 10 seconds. Ding,
I mean,
ding,
I
ding.
wouldn't make it in the air fryer, but
You'd say Scott fryer?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So Scott fryer, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it is not. And I'll tell you why. Because you can make beer bread in an air fryer.
You can make anything in the air fryer.
You can't make a beer bread in a Scott fryer.
I mean, you never know. Anything's possible.
Well, Scott.
But can you make warm chocolate pudding in an air
He's
fryer?
a little yeasty, but
yeah. So no, you join me. We're 0-1.
Even Scott got it wrong. Even Scott
then
got
I
it
don't
wrong.
feel so bad.
No, don't feel bad. And he already knows the one for this week, and he got this one wrong too.
No comment.
So here is this week's game. Here's this week's game. Are you ready? Is this air fryer or is it Scott fryer? The term is deep fryer. Deep fryer. Now, before I want to get everybody, let's see, anybody that's in the chat room, deep fryer, is that air fryer or is that Scott fryer? Deep fryer. Place your bets, everybody. Place your bets. This is not on FanDuel or anything, so.
This one's tough because you could have a couple of different definitions for deep.
What's that?
A couple of different definitions for deep.
You know what? You're going to have to go ahead and, so deep fryer is the term. Is that air fryer or is that Scott fryer?
Right.
So which one is it?
So we could go with
we had a bunch of votes last week and nobody's voting this week.
Fried food stuff. We could go that direction.
Okay.
Or we could be kind of like the transcendental Namaste fryer with the deep fryer. So
you said Namaste.
I did.
Wow.
I'm torn on this one.
Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've got. I'm not following that one.
Jamie O'Neill says Scott Fryer. So it's one vote for Scott Fryer. So Scott goes, there's no wrong answer here. And Scott, yes, there is a wrong answer.
Yeah, split the different Fryer Tuck. We'll go back there.
Tommy Buzzcat Barry says air fryer.
Ooh, 1-1.
So we got 1-1, folks. We got 1-1. Did you come up with one?
No, I'm still thinking.
Deep fryer. Is it air fryer or is it Scott fryer? This is week 2. Let's go to the judges.
Yeah, see, I was too quick on my answer last week. I was immediately going with the Scott fryer.
See, because you never know what kind of twist and turn. Now, by the way, folks, this is my game, my rules. And
wait a second, it's not official. Where is the hermetically sealed mayonnaise jar?
In my head.
That doesn't count.
Oh. Shannon Webster says Scott Fryer.
Oh, well, if Shannon Webster says.
So it's 2-1 for Scott Fryer.
Scott Fryer 2, air fryer 1.
Right. Such a silly game.
It makes it fun.
It is. So I went Scott Fryer last week. I'm going to go air fryer.
You're going to go air fryer. So it's 2-2, right?
I'm all about air fryer. Give me
right.
a T-shirt.
Thank you. You should have went. I'll go air fryer. Thank you. So it's 2-2.
2-2.
You're the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go air fryer.
Oh, air fryer.
All right. So 3 for air fryer, 2 for Scott fryer.
I'm gonna be wrong probably, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, I got through it. It's okay.
So Daryl, you're there. Is deep fryer? Is that air fryer or is it Scott fryer?
The anticipation.
What do
Right?
we got 3-2 Scott fryer or 3-2 air fryer? Okay, 3-2 air fryer. I have to get a couple more votes on this. Come on, trolls. I know you're there. The trolls are
more for air fryer. Air fryer for the win.
Okay, Scott Fryer gets a vote.
He already voted.
No. Daryl says Scott Fryer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. I was like,
3-3.
Scott already voted. He got it wrong.
3-3. Court Kinney goes Scott Fryer.
Oh my goodness gracious.
See, I was gonna say that, but
So Scott Fryer
I
took
gotta
the
switch it
lead.
up.
So it's 4-3.
Oh, okay. Well, now the votes are coming in. Dave Polino. Scott Fryer.
Oh, he's pulling away.
What do we got? 6-3?
No, wait. Deep fryer. All these people are going with Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kathy Waslick, air fryer.
Hey. Was it 6-4?
6-4.
All right.
6-4 for Scott Fryer.
Come on, air fryers.
Let's go.
Marie, did you cast your vote yet? Yeah, you did. You
She
did.
did.
Okay.
I had to vote against Scott this time. That's what he gets for calling me short.
Right.
Just saying.
That's funny. That is funny.
It was not so much a vote for air fryer. It was a vote against Scott Fryer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See?
Sorry.
Any more? We're gonna.
But without the jar, this contest is under protest.
It is not. It is not. It is my game.
Clean my chapstick, sorry.
Right.
No
It is my game.
Right.
And you know what? We were going to give you a little game show music here.
Ooh. See, now when you need the headset.
Yeah. If you want to
I'm
listen,
thinking Rich did
Marie,
this,
if you want to go ahead and listen, you'll hear the game show music in the background. So it's 6-4.
I'm gonna be drowning in these things.
6-4.
Scott Fryer.
Scott Fryer. Okay.
Is that match game?
That is match game.
Oh man, I love it.
Are there going to be any more votes? Let's see. Air fryer or Scott Fryer? That would be, the term is deep fryer. Is it air fryer or Scott Fryer?
We're gonna go to the top row.
It's right. Brett Summers.
Brett Summers is with
Charles Nelson Riley.
She came up with something off the wall.
Nipsey Russell.
Well, he's the first chair. Then you have Brett Summers,
Yeah.
then Charles Nelson Riley in his smoking jacket and pipe.
Oh, goodness. We're just having fun. We do have another guest coming in. We get John Dougan coming in just a couple of minutes. They're running a few minutes late. Laura says Scott Fryer.
This is rigged.
This is rigged. It
I
is.
agree.
So what do we got? 7-4?
7-4.
7-4 Scott Fryer.
We need 3 more air fryers.
Come on, guys. Side with us. Come on.
Here we go. People are like, just stop.
If air fryer
For the
takes
love of
it,
God,
everybody
can it be
meet me
done?
down the road at the Dunkin'. I'm going to buy you a large coffee. Let's go.
Does John have inside information?
No.
All
But
right.
I'm waiting for Gene Rayburn in his long microphone to ask me what my answer is.
Richard Dawson.
Oh, yeah. He was in the center at the bottom.
Center bottom, yeah.
And then, moment of silence, Miss Betty White.
Betty White,
She was
yeah,
the
she's
last
always
chair,
on, yeah.
yeah.
Remember the Gong Show?
Yes.
Who the hell was people in the Gong Show? Half the people there had no. Who's the lady in the middle?
Oh, the dark-haired lady.
Yeah, I had no idea who she was.
I can't remember, but I know Jamie Farr was right next to her.
Jamie Farr was always there.
And then Gene the dancing machine.
Oh, Lord.
That was great. All right. All right, so there we go, folks.
That was nice.
That is the end of that. We are going to close the votes. I'm going to count to 5 to see if there are any more votes. 1, 2, 3. This is so proper. 4, 5. No more. So we have, what's the official vote, John?
7-4 Scott Fryer.
Okay, so the question was, deep fryer, is it air fryer or is it Scott Fryer? The answer is simple. It doesn't get that deep. An air fryer is not a deep fryer.
Well, you know.
But Scott Fryer, he can get pretty deep. He can get pretty deep.
In a pile of what?
So today's answer. Oh, Paul Lind, yeah. Today's answer is Scott Fryer.
Man,
Deep fryer is Scott Fryer.
I'm 0 for 2.
Listen, I would have won that if I didn't go against him.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even Scott
Her
Fryer.
protest vote.
Even Scott got him wrong twice.
So
2
he's
weeks in a row,
telling you he's
so.
not that deep.
Huh?
Not that deep.
No. In a big pile of poo. JP Morgan, that's who it was. JP Morgan, that's right. The one
the Gong Show.
The Gong Show.
Yeah.
Holy crap, yeah. So who was she?
She was an actress, right? No, a singer.
No.
What'd she do?
I don't know. I don't know.
She gonged the gong.
I know, but what did she do to get on there? You know, it's like
Yeah.
sachet.
Yeah.
She was a celebrity in the 70s.
It was like to tell the truth. Kitty Carlisle. Who the F was Kitty Carlisle?
But she missed her own son on the panel.
No.
Right.
That's like Scott Fryer getting his own game wrong twice. Oh my God. All right. I gotta take a breather.
This is baloney.
Look at this. I have a second coffee that I haven't even touched yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when you came in with 2, I was like, oh, today's going to be good.
Actually, Marie brought the second one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm getting there. All right, we're gonna
bring one yesterday.
What?
It was because I was supposed to bring one
No.
yesterday.
We had a little Artie Johnson.
Artie Johnson. Yeah.
He was
awesome.
funny. He was actually
Right.
funny.
And he was also laughing.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know.
We're bad.
He was the sleepy old guy.
He was.
Yeah.
So I'm about to fall asleep.
Do you even know these guys?
No.
Wait a second.
I'm like, what the hell?
We have to check ages before you come in.
All right. Oh, Tommy Buzzcat, by the way, says in oil, there's a minute and max fill line. So oil fryer is not that deep. What? Oh, that's a whole nother thing there.
That's like a Court Kinney question.
That's a Court. You know what? That is a Court Kinney question. All right. Scott Fryer says, I am the knower of things. Just not his own things.
Yeah, just certain things.
Oh, God. All right. We've had enough tomfoolery for that right now. We have a guest coming in just a minute here. A young man by the name of John Dougan, who was part of, if not part of the organization. We'll find out for sure in a couple of minutes.
We'll get down to the nitty gritty.
The protest, the mass protest at Grizzle High School yesterday. We'll get to some of the student views coming up in a minute right here on SNSN.
Don't just wish for a winning deal, make it Dish, and we'll make it real. Don't just wish, make it Dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.
Don't just wish, make it Dish.
Did you hear that? Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning and 80s all day and night.
Whatever you do, don't tell them you listen to internet radio.
Awful entertaining.
SNSN.
All right. Good morning. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Boy, we've had some fun this morning. It's been a good conversation we had with the Board of Education a few minutes ago, and now we are going to look at the other side of the view. So, just so you know, folks, just like we did with the Board of Education, if you have whatever your views are, we are not going to speak to them. You are welcome to go ahead and put them in the chat. That is completely up to you. Like I said, we are not the Jerry Springer show. We are not going to act as such. We never have been, and we never will. So, and we are not an organization that needs to be voted on. It's my show, my rules.
Unless it's air fryer, Scott Fryer.
Unless it's air fryer or Scott Fryer. We don't know either. So we want to welcome in a young man by the name of John Dougan. Hey, John.
Hi.
How are you? Why don't you move up a little closer to the microphone? So, yesterday, there was an event at the school where it was organized, I think, basically through, was it Snapchat?
Snapchat, yeah.
Okay.
Snapchat
right.
and Facebook.
So, where kids were asked or whatever to participate in a protest, for the lack of a better word.
Yes.
How did this come about?
So I just, dealing with COVID for 2 years in sports and just going to school with having the mask. I'm just tired of it, and I wanted to have a walkout because I was inspired by Lucas Johnson, who had hundreds of kids walk out for Ellis, and I kind of wanted the same output. I got 10 kids who were scared that they're going to be punished for speaking their mind and standing up for what they believe in. And so, yeah.
Okay. So you had about 10 kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you feel about the turnout? I mean, were you happy with that? Or, I mean, personally, because this was your organization. It was, this was something you were putting together. So,
yeah, I would say I was happy with the output. I got more words that people were going to come and support, but they didn't end up following through with that. I mean, it sucks, but hey, I got 10 strong kids who like to speak their mind.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about the kids that didn't go?
I mean, I kind of look down on it, but I really hope that they start speaking their minds later in the future, especially as they're Griswold students, and we should be taught to say what we want.
Okay. John?
No, I think it's interesting. Like, there's been a lot of discussion, especially in our house, about what was going to go down. There were some rumors that were around town.
Just so you know, we all have kids at Griswold High School.
Right.
So, yeah.
Any grade level you want.
So don't worry, we're not going to slam you. It's not like that.
But, there was definitely a churn around town that there were going to be certain events that were going to be happening or potentially happening throughout the day. So I think, as the day grew on, I think there was probably more and more attention. There was more and more chatter out there. I think there was some posts put up on some sites that were taken down during the day. And then, there was the walkout. I was made aware of, my son was notified of it through some type of social media. I'm not exactly
Snapchat that was going around on,
Yeah. So, but then, I think there's a lot of kids, and I think the fear was real of repercussions if they were to leave. But we had the superintendent here this morning, and his main concern was the safety of the students that did leave and go and protest, because he does have a responsibility to the safety of the children when they're within his care. And we've seen that in this town as well, where, we've had unfortunate accidents happen to some of our students.
Correct.
So, I think there may have been a lack of communication may have contributed to misinformation, to use that term, or people were reading into things that may not necessarily have been reality. But I think the fact that students are taking a stand and they did it peacefully and didn't disrupt anything, didn't destroy property, I think says a lot about the character of the students that did leave the school. More power to them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree in peaceful protests. Whatever you feel strongly about, I do. I also believe that I can disagree and still play in the same sandbox with you. So like John, you and I could agree or we could disagree. Even if we disagreed, I could still say, hey, let's make a sandcastle, because we're cool. You just have have your belief or whatever. So I guess you had said you look down on them, on the other kids. Why would you look down on them because of what their opinion is? Would you want them to have the same for you?
I don't want them to have the same opinion as me. I just want them to speak their, like I said before, speak their mind and stand up for what they believe in. No matter what people say or the teachers of repercussions or whatnot. Especially as something as big as unmasking the kids, they've been fighting for years. I just wanted to go on,
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm not against what you did. I understand that. I guess my only question is that we should, and we talked about this earlier too. The narrative of what's happening in this country. Are we? Can we all get along even though we have contrasting views? I spoke to a couple of kids myself personally, and they were like, why are you doing this? They're just having a mask meeting tonight anyway. So, I'm sure you heard that.
Yeah.
So
a lot of times.
What was your response to that?
I just wanted to, pretty much for that response, we had a walkout for the beginning of school. There was a total of 3 kids, and that wasn't there wasn't a message sent to the Board of Ed or anyone. I feel like I wasn't even notified that it was happening, but
gotcha.
So I just kind of wanted to have a better output to show that as students we want a choice.
Got it. And that's cool. That's cool. John, how about you, Marie? You have a junior at Griswold High School. Yeah. Oh my God, you're short.
Yeah. This already. Come on. One more.
There we go.
Okay,
Try that.
perfect. Okay.
Good. So, for example, what was yours? Can you speak to your son's view? We're not going to say who they are because I don't think it's fair.
Pretty much, he respects other people's opinions too.
Mhm.
Whether you want to wear the mask or not, that's your choice. They just have to be respectful of his choice too.
Yep.
And not everybody feels that way,
Yeah.
Even going into a grocery store, if you don't want to wear a mask, you have people staring at you like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Right.
So I just feel like as long as he respects other people's opinions, I'm okay with
Your
that.
son you're talking
Yep.
about, yeah.
So I'm okay with that. And, everybody has a right to be heard, whether somebody agrees on it or not.
Exactly. John?
No, absolutely. And I'll have to say, I guess full disclosure. So I was a political science major in college, right? That's my undergraduate degree is in poli-sci. So student demonstrations, student protests, being involved in government as a student, I've been there, done that. Even in high school, my high school had a walkout when I believe I was a junior because they wanted to change our mascot.
Okay.
And there were definitely a student body in the history of the high school that said, no, this is our mascot. We're going to stick by it. This was the mascot that my parents had when they went to this school. This is the mascot that I've had when I'm here. And then my younger brother and sisters, that's the mascot they're going to have when they go to school. So we did have a student protest and walked out. And they maintained that mascot for several years. They have since ultimately changed that mascot over the years. But at least, the students' voices were able to be heard. We walked out of school. There was no interruption by the administration. They walked out. It was done pretty much like yesterday, peacefully, no destruction of property, no tagging stuff up. And I think that's completely legitimate because I think the students do have a voice. And that's one thing that was brought up in the public hearing last night was, no one has talked to the students. We continue as adults to continue to put these mandates and pressures against them. And John already talked about it with the sports. Having been a student athlete growing up as well, I could not imagine playing sports with a mask on. But that's what they've had to do the last couple of years.
We've called games. We've called games where kids, running up and down the basketball court, or they're on the football field, or they're on the baseball field, and it's hard. I know what it is just sitting there, in a gym, right, with their mask on and stuff, and it's hard to call. It's hard. You try to breathe in, you get the mask. It's being sucked, through your throat. It's rough.
It's like eating food.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah,
It's going down your throat almost.
Like, and they're coming down the corner. Oh my God, they let 3-point shot, and we're gonna. Oh my God, it's a foul. John, what sport do you play?
I played football, and then right now I'm doing track, but I just weight room.
I'm going to pick things up. I put them down.
Oh, yes.
Hans and Franz, we're going to pump you up.
I'm a flexpert expert. Oh my God. That's cool. You're a big dude, man. Now, are you a junior or senior?
Senior.
Holy crap, man. You're a big boy.
Middle school compared to them.
You look like you're in 3rd grade.
That's true. There's probably 3rd graders that are taller than me, honestly.
No, it's okay. There's freshmen taller than me. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. There's one young lady that's a freshman who's a basketball player. We've talked about Kiera Nielsen. And I tell you something, that kid's gonna be something special in the basketball court. Give her a couple of years. She's gonna be amazing. She's got height. She's got long arms. So
right, get under that basket, those rebounds. Right.
Yeah, she'll be off the backboard and in.
We'll see her tonight at Stonington High School.
Yeah,
ECC playoff round 1.
Shouldn't even say tonight. It's 4:30.
Yeah, this afternoon.
The game is 4:30.
Right.
And we got Dan the Man Matheson going to be on camera today.
The M&M Connection +1.
What?
3M.
Oh, let's get back to the conversation with John. We're just keeping him out of school for now. But so, oh God, I want to ask this, but I don't want to say it in a way where you feel that, because none of this is coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't do that.
I don't get offended. Don't.
I know, but still, you're a young man, and I don't want you to think that we're trying to do anything, because we are certainly not.
Mm-hmm.
We respect your opinion, just like we want to respect everybody's. We just want to understand. So, one of the things that I have heard from parents, but I haven't heard this from kids, is that if they protested and walked out, they were threatened or some sort of repercussions. I have not heard, and this is the God's honest truth, over my kid's head, I have not heard anything from students, but I have from parents. So I guess you, as the organizer of this event, speak on that, please. Clarify it.
So can you ask that question again? Like,
sure. Who's threatening who? Who is threatening who?
Can I give names? Because
I would not. No. Because you know why? Because if we were talking the other way, I wouldn't ask him to name a student.
Okay.
Like I said, we've heard it from parents, and so, all right, let me ask you differently. Were you threatened?
No.
Okay.
Not by my coaches or however, giving looks from teachers. Like I said, when I was trying to walk out, there's teachers by every single door, just waiting to see anything go down.
Yeah.
As soon as I started to walk out, I was waiting for other kids to gather around. I had signs, started giving out the signs.
Yep.
I was met by a teacher, and he pretty much he wanted us 1 minute there and then off walking towards the middle school. And then eventually later, once 219 hit, I was trying to get more numbers to see if people could join us. And so I started making my way to the high school, and then I stopped again, and they wanted us to turn back. So, yeah. And then even if it's the teachers or coaches not specifically like threatening and telling them that if they do this, there's going to be repercussions.
But see, that was the whole thing.
It's the looks and what their coaches are going to look down on them upon for their thoughts,
Well, I don't think they can. They can't. They can't look down on you. They can't. That's why, I don't think I can look at John and go like this and go, what does that mean? It may mean I have to turn away because I love his sexy beard.
It's no Scott Fryer beard.
It's no Scott Fryer beard, though. Right? But it could mean, well, he just said something completely asinine. And I'm, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what people are thinking,
Right, but I think
I can understand your fear, though. I understand the fear, especially being a student in that situation.
But even if there was no overt threat, but there was observation that kind of goes to one of the other students that spoke last night. And one of the things I think was good about the public hearing last night, and that the Board of Education allowed, there was about 10 students that spoke last night. But one of the students that spoke specifically was talking about feeling intimidated, more afraid of the teachers than the actual virus itself.
Steve Johnson.
And if it is, the looks or just the fact that somebody's by an exit, for a student, K-12 student, that probably is intimidating.
Very intimidating. Sure,
even if there's no overt threat, that's still intimidating.
Right, because you honestly don't know what they're thinking, whether they are agreeing with it or disagreeing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the only thing I understand is that's part of their job is to protect the children that are in, whether it be in the school or the classroom. But it's like you just don't know. So, of course, you're going to feel intimidated.
So was it intimidation or were they just flat out threats?
Intimidation mostly. And then I would really like to give a name.
No,
but
no, sir.
It's like,
No, sir. That's not what we do here.
Yeah, it's
we don't do that
so
here.
obviously there was like student to student threats though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
then that's a much different situation than going on a radio show. That's I'm going to call my attorney kind of thing. If that really did happen and it can be proved, I think that's a sketchy slope.
Yeah. And then even like a lot of the seniors or specifically seniors, they didn't want to walk out because they thought our prom would get taken away
they thought,
mm-hmm.
but it didn't.
No, not
That's
to
the
the
point.
knowledge. Yes,
that's the point. I think honestly, I think more was made up of this than really needed to be. I mean, if you're gonna go ahead and protest, more power to you. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be. There should be no threats or nothing like that. Up to this point, I haven't heard any threats. Or whatever. I've heard the word.
Right.
And that's a very, very scary thing to say, because once you put it out there,
You can't take that back.
you cannot bring it back, and then what happens? And I just, I don't know. I think you guys deserve to have that voice. And you guys had that voice, and the people that wanted to stand with you voiced their opinion with you. And dude, I mean, you got guts. I got to give it to you. Whether I agree with you personally or whether I don't, I think you got guts. For doing what you did, and it was done peacefully.
Right,
And
it was done the right way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
nothing was taken out of context.
So you definitely need to be commended for that.
Thank you.
So, and don't look back on that. So it's like we were talking to the Board of Ed today. It's like we can agree, we can disagree. We can all still play in the same sandbox.
Right.
So.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, we have in the past, or do we still, there was a student representative, for lack of a better term, to the Board of Education, correct? We've had that in the past. Not like a voting member, but there was somebody from the student body that could present, kind of the student body position on items.
Like a class president or something
Is
like
that
that.
still a thing? I believe we used to have.
It used to be when I was a kid.
Maybe.
No.
I can't give a confirmed answer.
Sure.
Because that way you have the open lines of communication, and there's not this, I think they didn't, maybe they did, they kind of did, I felt like they did.
Yeah.
There's that direct tie from the student body to the Board of Ed.
So last night the vote went through. You spoke. You did a great job speaking.
Wish I did better.
No. I thought you did a great job. It's hard. It's hard when you're standing up in a room full of your peers, parents, educators, and you said what you felt you needed to say. And I think that was great. Same thing with Stu Norman, who voted no. You got to give him credit for standing up, and saying what he said. I just want to give the man a hug, because I feel bad, because if he gets any kind of flash burst slam back from this, it's not fair, because he said what he felt was correct.
Right. And like we talked about, and even Malin agreed with it, ask questions based on his vote. because he's been pretty open about what his position is and
Yeah.
why he has that position, and he'll stand by his vote. I think so. If you feel like you want to question him or ask questions of why he voted the way he did, that's fair game.
Right.
But just personal bashing, that's not going to move us down the line any further.
But I was impressed with, that's why I came right to you after the meeting. I was impressed that, that you were able to do that and get up, and speak in front of, that's hard to do. I've been doing it 40 years and I still get the heebie-jeebies, and then, your parents, one thing for doing that, that's great, whatever. But for you to do that and other students, I got to commend you for that, because that takes guts.
Yeah, well,
that takes guts.
Especially for like the middle schoolers, because we only had 2 high schoolers who spoke at the public forum, and we had so many middle schoolers and even
the 4th grade female,
the 4th grader, little girl,
just break your heart. Yeah.
I know, it's just melted me. I was like, oh my god. So for those of you that are with us and wondering why am I, if this is a softball kind of interview or conversation, because maybe it is, maybe it's not. We're not going to go ahead and put somebody over the coals. We want to get people's opinion.
Yeah, get their perspective on what happened, because we saw, that's the one thing is we've always heard from the adults, and we even talked about it a little bit in this conversation. The students have a voice too, and John showed us yesterday that yes, they do have a voice, and they're willing to take action.
Right. So if I think now, let me ask you, what do you think is the big takeaway from the event from yesterday, either from for your own personal perspective, or as far as an organization with the school?
I would say that from the walkout, hopefully people will also take roles in like leadership on their certain positions to protest what they believe in. To peacefully protest, just put that out there.
Perfect.
And
which you did. So, no, I interrupted you totally. I'm so sorry, John. I really. Pick me up here, John.
No, we were talking about from his perspective, the fallout from yesterday and where it ultimately ended up, and then he was talking
Were you
about
happy with it?
students
Were you happy?
taking leadership
Yes,
positions and the peaceful protest.
Because what was the ultimate result? The ultimate result was the Board of Education voted last night, and they voted in favor of masking choices. So on the 28th, they were going to do March 1st, but then Mr. McKenna goes, no, we can. The 1st. He goes, no, we can do it on the 28th.
Gave you 24 hours.
Yeah, gave you another 24 hours. But the ultimate result was the masking and giving the choices. So is that a win for the students, or is that a win for Griswold Public Schools, in your opinion?
Both. And I'd also say parents, because they honestly, in my opinion, have the ultimate choice of whether their kids wear a mask or not.
But you're going to influence them the most. You know what I mean? They're going to listen to you. And I think the people that spoke the most last night, myself, this is my opinion and opinion only, when the kids got up there and spoke their mind, that's what resonated with me the most. Because if we're supposed to be listening to the kids, I don't want to hear all the parents. I want to hear the kids. Right?
You want to see it from their perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah, the second speaker of the entire evening was a student, and I think that was powerful.
Right. And I think that made a difference. So anyway, I think the ultimate goal was reached, and I think we should all move on and sing Kumbaya.
Oh yeah. Singing by the campfire, having marshmallows.
Why not?
Bring the chocolate too.
S'mores.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Come on over, Coach. Let's have some more, because we can all get along.
We can.
Yeah,
well, I think that's been lost over the last year or two. We can still get along. Like, that was one of the things that's has been talked about. It was talked about last night. It's been talked about in separate conversations out in town this whole time. Is, if you want to wear a mask, by all means, everybody has their reasons, and I respect you for wanting to do that. I think, but now ultimately having the mask optional, it's not mandating to the people that may disagree with the mask, and there's different reasonings for that. even medical or freedom and liberty that was also brought up last night. So I think this is actually where we probably should be for the community. Those that feel so they should wear a mask, wear a mask. Those that don't. And I think we can both respect each other in their decisions.
I think it's a win for everybody.
Right.
I think it's a win for everybody. So what's next? World peace?
Yep.
No, it's leg day. We got to go in and do
leg
some
day.
squats.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of you as a part of the community for going in and speaking your mind. I'm very proud that everything was done in a very peaceful manner. I think if it was done differently, it could have turned out to be very bad.
Substantially.
Let's just leave it at that. But I think, with you leading it, it was peaceful. Did everybody agree? No, we don't have to agree. But you did it peaceful. You made your point. Doesn't matter how many were. 1, 2, 3.
It could be
40.
one, and still you're still
Exactly.
making a difference.
And that's all I meant. I'm not speaking to parents, what I feel, but I'm glad the kids, felt they need to do that, and they did, and it was peaceful.
And I'm really hoping that other schools start doing that too, to have a choice in masks.
Yeah.
Hopefully me and Lucas can
stick to your own school. Stick to your own
Yeah.
school.
Don't be worried about
Stick to your own school because you're going to get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Trust me. You're going to get a bad rap, you or anybody else. Stick to your school. Fight for your school. Going off to other schools is not going to help you. It's going to make you look like a radical at that point. Okay?
Gotcha.
And that's just from me to you. And me to you. And me to you. Because I like you, kid. I think you're good. And I was real happy you did what you did. Stick with Griswold.
All right.
All righty. Say what you got to do, because you obviously you stand up for what you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
There will be something else that you'll feel that you need to stand up for in your school. Fight for your own backyard.
I wish I could stand up.
You are standing up.
Right. You noticed that he motioned to you when he said you stand up.
A little taller.
All right. Do you have anything? I'm going to give you the last word if you have anything else to say.
I just want to give out a shout out to Lucas Johnson for really helping me out and guiding me through this. Couldn't have done without him.
Okay. Marie, what'd you think? This is your first time, underneath the microphone pretty much. But
How you doing down there?
Oh, Johnny's crying over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, dude, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. I think a lot of people are proud of you for just standing by your convictions and doing what you did. So very good. Well done. All right. I think the whole town wins. I think it was a great thing last night that happened. Everybody came together. Like I said, some people went, some people went, well, whatever they did, it worked. Everybody is now happy. Let's stop being pissed off at each other because it happened.
Right.
They're gone. 28th. Boom.
Yeah, your mask optional.
That's right.
That's right.
Enjoy that. Enjoy the fact that you got the edict that you wanted, not the fact that it didn't happen 2 months ago. Right? We got it.
Right.
There you go. So kudos to everybody. Students, Board of Education, for doing what they had to do.
I wish I had a bell.
Bing, 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 bing. All right. We'll be back tomorrow, Friday. Chris Goodenough will be here with Ask Chris Anything. And I don't know, maybe steak sandwiches. Who knows?
Steak sandwiches?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, man.
Right here on SNSN. See ya.
I'm working.
A new season is upon us. Let's not fall into bad habits and let another insurance policy go by without review. Our offices are open and our licensed agents are available to shop your policy coverage and prices with dozens of insurance companies. Phone, email, 24-hour chat, or a good old-fashioned face-to-face meeting. We offer it all. Home, auto, business, and life. The Burns Agency has been a trusted, full-service insurance solution in your community since 1932. There's no better time to start saving than today. The Burns Agency, Norwich, Dayville, or online at burnsagency.com.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katina Simmons. I'm the optometrist and the new owner of Grizzled Eye Care, formerly the office of Dr. Joel Zuckerbrand. I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Grizzled Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons, at the all-new Grizzled Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbrand. Hope to see you soon.
The holidays are over and it's time to start paying the bills. Let Cash for Cars help you out by taking away that old jalopy in the backyard. You know, the one back there. Cash for Cars will tow away your cars, trucks, SUVs, and pay you $300 to $400 in cash. Blown up, no title or keys, they don't care. Call Cash for Cars, 860-373-2556, or shoot them a message on Facebook. Search Cash, the number 4, Cars. Cash, the number 4, Cars. And get paid now.
Hi, I'm Harry, the Tooth Fairy. Or at least I used to be the Tooth Fairy. Business was great. Then people started discovering Griswold Dental. Dr. Norman Katzoff and his staff can do things to help you keep your teeth longer. It's enough to make an old Tooth Fairy cry. Griswold Dental can do all the work in-house. Imagine a new crown in 2 hours. They even know how to make dental anxiety go away. They even have a laser that can help with your gums. Griswold Dental will make you want to smile again. They can restore, clean, and help prevent all those problems that keep me in business. Dr. Katzoff and his staff will make you feel like family. They're friendly and you'll be comfortable. Contact Griswold Dental today and set up an appointment. 860-376-2624. 860-376-2624. Griswold Dental, 87 Slater Avenue, Jewett City. Tell them the Tooth Fairy sent you.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
When you take your car in for an oil change, a good mechanic will also take care of other routine maintenance to make sure your car runs safely and efficiently. Protecting your health isn't much different. When you get a COVID-19 vaccine, it's important to make sure you're also protected from other